Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Upanishad Shabdena Brahma Vidya Uchyate. By the word Upanishad, what is meant is the Brahma Vidya. And what is Brahma Vidya? Brahma Vidya is recognition of oneself to be the infinite, uncreated, unending, absolute, conscious, blissful reality. This recognition is called as Brahma Vidya. And therefore, Vedanta does not mean the end of knowledge. End of knowledge is ignorance. Vedanta means the ultimate in knowledge. Anta is the Sima, the ultimate. There is nothing more that is remaining to be known beyond this. So, Upanishad, this word is formed by adding two prefixes to the root called as Shad. Upa plus Ni plus Shad becomes Upanishad. Upa means near, Ni means with commitment, and this Dhatu or the root Shada means Gati, Avasaran and Himsa. These are the three meanings of this root. Gati means destination. What is the ultimate destination of our being? Second is avasadanam, loosening, weakening. This knowledge will weaken the impact of the relative world. And third thing, the himsa means destruction, the knowledge that destroys our wrong notions about ourselves, about the world, about God and about spiritual practice. Thus, by the word Upanishad, what is meant is this knowledge and not the book. But as you know, a train going to Chennai is written on that, Chennai. So Chennai is not that train. It is going to reach there. In the same manner, when we say Upanishad, the book is not the Upanishad, but it is the knowledge that is mentioned in the book. So this Upanishad, Prashnopnishad that we are studying this time, belong to the Atharva Veda. And in this Atharva Veda, there is another Upanishad which is studied normally, traditionally. That Upanishad is called as Mundaka Upanishad. And in that Mundaka Upanishad, the student asks a question, Kasminnu Bhagavo Vijñāte Sarvamidam Vijñātam Bhavati iti. O Lord, O Guru Maharaj, O Bhagavan, what is that one having known which everything becomes known? This is the question. In reply to that question, the teacher says, Dve vidde veditavve parachaiva paracha. There are two things, two knowledges to be known. One is Paravidya, second is Aparavidya. What is Aparavidya? The knowledge concerning the relative world. There the teacher says, Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, Atharvaveda, Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandam, Jyotisham iti. So the four Vedas and the six limbs of the Veda, Shadanga, they constitute the knowledge pertaining to the relative world. And what is the knowledge pertaining to the absolute reality? Para yaya tat aksharam adhigamyate. Paravidya is that by which this undying, uncreated, absolute reality is revealed. That is the Paravidya. So in Mundaka Upanishad, these Paravidya and Aparavidya having told, then their position was given, and the ultimate Paravidya is what? Divyo Yamurta Purushaha, Aksharat Paratap Paraha. The divine is defined for us to proceed in that direction. However, in that Upanishad, what is the spiritual practice to be done in one's life was still remaining to be elaborated. And that aspect is taken care of in this Upanishad. Because this Upanishad also belongs to the same Atharvana Veda. So, like every Upanishad begins with a Shanti part, this Upanishad also begins with a Shanti part. Now, why this Upanishad is called as Prashnopnishad? This is the beauty of our tradition in our India. Like Aarti of the Lord. We don't have a number given to the Aarti. We say, what Aarti we should say? No, we should say Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. So the first line, first word refers to that particular Aarti or the song. If you see the Western music album, they always refer a number. Oh, number 420, very good one. See? So, Upanishads are also referred like that. For example, Keno Upanishad. So the Keno Upanishad begins with the word Kena. Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. Similarly, Ishavasya Upanishad. Ishavasya Upanishad also begins with the same word. Ishavasyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena munjita magruta kasya siddhanam. Ishavasya Upanishad. Similarly, this Upanishad has 6 questions that are dealt with. Because there are 6 questions, this is called as Prashnopnishad, not a Questionopanishad. It is not a questionable knowledge, but it is the knowledge which is presented through 6 questions asked by the 6 seekers of truth. And we will be having here 6 sessions, as I was told by Thangarajanji. Therefore, we will take 1 question per day, so that we can finish the Upanishad and continue to suffer. Om Bhadram Karnevi Shruyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabhirya Jatraha Sthirairangai Stuštuvagam Sastanobihi Vyashema Deva Hitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Ruddashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Starksho Arishtanemihi Swastino Brahaspati Dhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, every Upanishad begins with the Shanti part. Now, what is the purpose of the Shanti part? Purpose of the Shanti part is we have to establish a perfect rapport. Perfect rapport among what factors? The teacher and the student. They must be at the same wavelength. Otherwise, the teacher is talking and the students don't understand. Then there is no possibility of transfer of knowledge. Similarly, the teacher is talking but the student is sleeping, then also there is no transfer of knowledge possible. So, to establish the rapport. And how is this? Like we call somebody on phone. So when we call, how do we start? Hello means what? We want to confirm there is someone else on the other end. You are not talking to a mobile phone. You are talking to somebody. Here also, the teacher and the student invoke this perfect rapport among them. Number 1. Second thing is, both the teacher and the student are establishing their rapport with the Lord. So that all this is happening in His presence. And when things are happening in His presence, then the teacher cannot have the arrogance of teacherhood and the student cannot have the foolishness of being a student and thus remain under a pressure of relationship. Here only the truth has to be respected, everything else is secondary. In this manner, now we try to learn the meaning. Om is addressed to the Lord, O Lord. Bhadram karnebhi shrunuyam devaha, O Lord, may we hear auspicious by our ears. What is in our hands that we should hear? Suppose you go somewhere and that person starts abusing us. You fool of the first order. Now how can you hear auspicious when somebody abuses you? So the teacher tells, you have to take out a positive meaning from everything that you hear. See, the whole attitude will change. In one place, it is said, those who are praising you all the time, they are not your friends. Those who find out your faults, they are your real friends. Because of that only we will know our shortcomings, and then only we can change ourselves. But normally what happens, if somebody finds out our fault, then we rebound back. No, therefore, Bhadram karnebi shrunuyama devaha. Let us not get involved into the worldly topics. Wherever worldly topics are very vigorously discussed, immediately go to the bathroom. At least there nobody will come with you for some time, and the force with which you are talking immediately goes away. So, Bhadram karnebi shrunuyama devaha. Bhadram pashyemakshabhiryajatraha. Second thing. O worthy of worship, O Lord, may we see auspicious by our eyes. So what is the auspicious? Seeing auspicious by our eyes. We see a statue by our eyes, but we recognize the divinity in that. So what is the auspicious vision? Auspicious vision is the perception of the sublime in the ridiculous. The stone is the ridiculous, but in that ridiculous stone we project the presence of the divine. In this manner, if we have taken this approach in our life, the net result will be our mind will be at peace. Third, Sthirairangai stuštuvagam sastanovihi vyashema deva hitam yadayuhu. And then, O Lord, may we remain healthy with our healthy body, healthy limbs. For what? Be attentive. Health cannot be the goal of life. Most of the people, they get into the yoga practice, etc., but the goal of their life is only health. Health cannot be the goal of life. All our terrorist bandhu, they are healthy. So only health cannot be. Then, Vyashema deva hitam yadayuhu. May our healthy life be useful for the welfare of the world around us. Then only that health is meaningful. Therefore, Vyashema deva hitam yadayuhu. Further, Swastina Indro Vruddhashravaha. This great Indra, who is presiding deity of our hands, may he do good to us. He can do to us if we are self-sufficient. Lesser the help we take from somebody, more healthy we remain. See? Then, second thing, Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha. Pusha means the Lord's Son. May the Lord's Son bless us. How can the Lord's Son bless us? If we wake up before the sunrise, then only the Lord's Son can bless us. So our day begins early in the morning. We will remain fresh and cheerful. Then, Swastinastarksho Arishtanemihi. The one who is the destroyer of the arishta obstacles in our life is the Tarksha. Tarksha means the fresh air, or it also means the Garuda, the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. means the words are the vehicle by which the wisdom come to us. Therefore, Tarksha, Garuda also mean Vedas. So may we study the scriptures and thus get the benefit of this knowledge. And Swastin Naha Brahaspatir Dadhatu. And may Brahaspati, the Guru of the gods, bless us. That means may there be satsanga in our life every day. See friends, like for the gross body we require food, for the mind we require sleep. In the same manner, for our buddhi, intellect, we require satsanga every day. There cannot be any justification that I cannot have satsanga. There are many facilities today available. Why satsanga is so important? Because our mind can get derailed in no time. We have to remind ourselves every day. Not a single day passes without our exposing to the satsanga. And satsanga, what we mean is not only reading the books, but it is listening to the Mahatma. And the more we listen, the more we become humble. When the knowledge is digested, it becomes wisdom. It is something like, when food is digested, it becomes power, Shakti. Similarly, when knowledge is digested, it becomes wisdom. If food is not digested, what happens? It comes out as a vomition. Undigested food. In the same manner, undigested knowledge, when it is not digested, it comes out as a vomition in the form of a lecture. This is how we give lectures. See, Bhagavan Ravana Maharshi never gave lecture. All the great masters keep their mouth shut. And those who are C.H. Atma, they go on giving lectures. Narayana. So, Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. The Shanti refers to various ways. We will take only one way. The Shanti refers to the three bodies. First is the gross body. Let our gross body be available to us when it is required. There are three problems with the gross body: alasya, nidra, pramad. Laziness, excessive sleep, and pramad, repeating the same mistake again and again. So may this gross body be not a problem for us. Second Shanti, the subtle body. Let our wrong notions be not justified, and the mind is disciplined and well educated. With a disciplined and educated mind alone, we can know the truth. And the third one is the Karan Sharira, the causal body, which is non-recognition of our own divine nature. So may these three bodies be quietened and we come to discover our essential nature. Thus, this Shanti part establishes rapport between the teacher and the student, etc. Now, Atharvana Mantrokta Arthasya Vistara Anuvaditam Brahmanam Arabhyate. What was said in the Mundukopanishad, the same thought is being continued in this Upanishad. Rishi Prashna Prativachana Akhyayikatu Vidyastute. This Upanishad is presented in the form of Akhyayika. Akhyayika means a popular story. By this popular story, what happens? One is able to refer to something instantaneously without going much into the detail. Like, when somebody says, the seeker should be like Nachiket. Now that word, one Nachiket, and those who know the story of Nachiketa, everything is said in one word. See, you don't have to go on explaining every time. In the same manner, Akhyayikas are those which help us in getting the right communication in few words. So, the Rishis was approached by the student. Evam samvatsara brahmacharya samvadadi yuktahi tayopayi yuktahi grahya pippaladi was sarvajna kalpaihi achari vaktavyacha nasa yena kena kadachit vidya stauti. And the story goes that there were 6 students who approached the great Rishi master called as Pippalada. By this what they mean, that the knowledge cannot be given by any Tom, Dick and Harry. See, we all have experienced this thing in our life. When somebody tells, it doesn't make any impact on our heart. But when some other person tells, one word can change our life. So what is the difference between the two? Words are the same. But in case of the former, the words do not carry the meaning. In case of the latter, the words carry the meaning. And therefore, the words of those who are living this knowledge alone can change our life. Therefore, he said, not yena kena, any Tom, Dick and Harry cannot give this knowledge by merely reading the books. One has to live this. Therefore, brahmacharyadi sadhana suchanacha tat kartavyata syat. And then the teacher tells the students, you have to be disciplined, etc. So these are the 2 aspects. This is how, in his introduction, Bhagavan Shankara said, now we start the Upanishad by the first mantra. You can just observe. They are very long mantras, there is no point in reading. Om Sukesha cha Bharadvajaha Shaibhyascha Satyakamaha Sauryayani cha Gargyaha Kausalyascha Ashvalayanaha Bhargavo Vaidarvihi Kabandhi Katyayanaha Aite Brahmapara Brahmanishta Param Brahma Anveshavana Esha Havai Tat Sarvam Vakshati Teha Samitpanayaha Bhagavantam Pippaladam Upasannaha. Sanskrit language, even if you don't know, simply listen it. It is so enchanting. You know, it is only the Sanskrit language which is extremely worked out to the last detail. Every letter has got its origin. In no other language this explanation is given. Like, you know, the a, I, U, A, I, O, Ro, Lu, aha, ka, ga, gha. Every letter has got a place. Every letter has got a presiding deity. Every letter has got a mantra shakti. See? And therefore, even if we do not understand, even if we simply chant very slowly and not a mechanical way. Om Madram No, slowly and steadily. All these mantras will cool us down. Even any sound that we produce comes to us in the form of the sound waves. And when those sound waves are perfectly uttered, that will cool down all the agitations of the mind. So if sometime you are agitated, etc., take some, Bhagavad Gita, but don't start chanting mechanically. Sit cool before the Lord and start, it will definitely cool you down. This is what I have experienced and you can also try. Now, Sukeshacha namataha bharadvajasya apatyaha bharadvajaha Chaipyascha shibehe apatyam chaipyaha satyakamo namataha Sauryayani surya tasya apatyam saurya tasya apatyam Sauryayani chandasaha iti gargyaha. Now these are the 6 students who approach this great master called as the Pippalada. Pippalada was a great master. Who were those people? One was Sukesha, second was Shaipya, Satyakama, third was Sauryayani Gargya, fourth was Kaushalya Ashvalayana, fifth was Bhargavo Vaidarvi, and sixth was Kabandhi Katyayana. Now they have lived their life in a proper way. And then they had this inquiry kindled in their mind. What was that? Param Brahma Anveshamana. In Avadhuta Gita, the first mantra is Ishvaranugrahateva Pumsam Advaita Vasana. It is by the divine grace alone we are prompted to study Upanishad and seek the absolute. And what is the study of Upanishad or the seeking the absolute? Mahad bhaya paritranat vipranam upajayate. Because this is the only knowledge which can free us from the terrible fear of this relative existence. And for whom it is again vipranam upajayate. Vipra means what? In Manusmriti this word is defined. Janmana jayate shudraha samskara dvija uchyate vedabhyasi bhavet vipraha brahma janati brahmana. By birth we are all Shudra. Shudra means what? Not our government's definition. Shudra means scheduled caste. Shudra means those who are constantly complaining and crying, they are called as Shudra. So children are called as Shudra. All the time, gang, like that. Then samskara dvija uchyate. So then some samskara are given to them, yagyopavit, etc. So they become dvija, twice born. Now they are not merely the children of human beings, but now they are belonging to a cultured society where everything is taught, how to talk, how to sit, how to do the prayers, etc. Samskara dvija uchyate, second birth. Then vedabhyasi bhavet vipraha. Then only studying the worldly knowledge is not enough. We have to have the spiritual knowledge imparted to us right from the childhood. Such a person is called as Vipra. And if we have really studied and lived that knowledge in our life, we will definitely have dispassion for the worldly things. And when we have dispassion for the worldly things, then alone we can think of the absolute reality, otherwise we cannot think. And this alone can liberate us from all the problems. So, these 6 students, they have lived their life, and then Brahmapara means they have lived their life according to the scriptural injunctions, and they had no more now attraction towards the worldly things. Now they have inquiry in their mind. And what was the inquiry? Param Brahma Anveshamana. Now they wanted to know the absolute reality, what it is. So seeking that, Te sarvam havai tat sarvam vakshati iti. Now they came to recognize that Pippalada Muni is one. He is definitely able to communicate with us. Therefore, there are 2 types of teachers. One type of teachers are following the path of Avadhuta, and second type of teachers are the Acharya. Acharya are Shrotriya Brahmanishta. They are well read in the scriptures and they are abiding in that knowledge. If somebody is only well read in the scriptures but not abiding in the knowledge, he becomes erudite scholar only, will never be able to communicate with the student. Because those who have studied objectively even the scriptures, they always answer the question. Wise people, they don't answer the question. They answer the person. Basic difference. Who is addressed? In the material world, it is the question is addressed. On the spiritual path, it is the person that is addressed. And this cannot be done by anybody unless one is established in the truth. Therefore, they knew that this Pippalada Rishi will definitely help us, and therefore they approach Samitpaneha. The same word comes in Mundaka Upanishad. Tad vijnanartham gurumevami gachet samitpanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. So to know the truth, one should approach the Shrotriya Brahmanishta Guru, Samitpani. Samitpani means carrying dry twigs in their hand. Now this dry twigs means what? Earlier days, these rishis used to be busy in teaching the students, etc. Their wife will be taking care of cooking and all that. Then who will work for them, getting the dry wood and then the vegetables, etc. So the disciples used to work for them. And therefore, whenever they used to go, they will be carrying a load of dry wood, so which can be used for the yajna and for cooking, etc. This is the meaning, one meaning. Second meaning is, dry wood means what? It is so dry that little spark of fire is enough to make it into fire, In the same manner, these disciples are now absolutely dispassionate. They don't have the smoke of questions coming out of the relative world. Whenever you put a wet wood in the fire, first the smoke comes. And what is the smoke? Only question. No, but why it is so? I have done everything for everybody, but nobody likes me. Question. Such a person is not qualified for the spiritual knowledge. We have no questions, we have no problems, we have no complaints. Then only we can think of God. Therefore, Samit Panaya, they have carried the dry twigs in their hand and Bhagavantam Vippaladam Upasannaha. And they approach the teacher, recognizing him equivalent to Bhagavan himself. This is another important thing. We all must have done sometime in our school or college. That teacher whom we do not like, we do not like even the subject. We do not like to learn from him. In the same manner, if we do not have a respectful attitude toward the teacher, that the teacher is none other than Paramatma himself, then alone we will be available and we will learn. Otherwise, we will be all the time arguing within our mind. Sometimes these people say like this thing, sometimes they say like that. The other teacher said like that. He is seeing like this. So inside there is always a quarrel going on. Such a quarreling Tom can never know the truth. Therefore, Bhagavantam Paladam Upasannaha. Now see the words Upasanna, Upanishad, same word. So Upasannaha, they approach with all humility, sincerity, dedication, devotion, etc. And after having, so this is how one has to approach the teacher if one really wants to know the truth. Unlike, many times people ask us on phone, or they will be just coming, you see them on airport, oh, Swami is very good, I was thinking about knowing something meditation, till there is a time for announcement for departure. Can you tell me something about meditation? Yes, I can tell you the spelling of meditation. For everything there is a place, there is a time. That we don't recognize because we are so overpowered by our doubts or questions. We have no time to go and spend for that. So they thus approach and they Samitpana Samit Bhara Gruhita Hastaha Santaha Bhagavantam Pippaladam Upasanna. They Upajagmuhu, they approach. Now, when they approach, what did the Guru Maharaj Pippalad Muni did? तान्ह स ऋषिरुवाच भूय एव तपसा ब्रह्मचर्येण श्रद्धया संवत्सर संवत्सत यथा काम प्रश्नान् पृच्छत यदि विज्ञास्यामः सर्वं हवो वक्ष्याम इति. तान्ह स ऋषिरुवाच. When these 6 students approached, to them the Rishi Maharaj said, Bhuya eva tapasa. Bhuya means again. I know you have come to me to ask something. You cannot be ordinary student. Because otherwise you would have gone to some other person wherein your desires are fulfilled. Be very attentive. We approach the doctor for what? For getting the disease, medicines. Similarly, most of us have approached the Mahatmas for getting the problems of our life sorted out. My wife is like that, my husband is like that, my children are like that, my business is like that. This is what is our approach, and fulfillment of the desires through the Mahatma, that becomes the goal of the life. Now here, the students are unlike that, and therefore the teacher says, I know you have lived a perfect life. You have no questions about this world, why this is like that, why that is like that, why my wife doesn't listen to me. These kind of dumb questions are not with you, and yet, bhuya, and yet, tapasa, you have to live here, tapasa under austerities, brahmacharyena, celibacy, and shraddhaya, with the shraddha, with the faith, samvatsaram samvatsata. Now live in our ashram for 1 full year, following all the strict discipline. See, we go to the teacher with a suspicion. Do you think the teacher will just tell? He also examines us. And his examination is so subtle that we will never know. But unless the student is qualified to receive the knowledge, it should never be given. Because this knowledge becomes more detrimental if it has fallen in the hands of the wrong people. See, it is something like you have got a gun and you give this gun to your small child who doesn't know the purpose, how to use and all that. So that gun, that power will be detrimental to him as well as all the people around him. And this is how this knowledge is never given to anybody. And second most important part, even if he gives this knowledge, there won't be a receiver because he is not qualified. This knowledge can never be gained by those who are objective in their approach. Therefore, bhuya eva tapasa, by tapasya, austerities. What is austerities? Austerities are very simple. Readiness to give up. I again repeat slowly. Readiness to give up our wrong notions about these four factors: ourself, world, God and spiritual practice. If we are not ready to give up our wrong notions, we are not following tapasya. Number one. Second thing, I am ready to give up, but what can I do? I just cannot get up in the morning. So not only you are ready, but you are able also. So readiness and the ability to change oneself is called as the tapasya. Because what is tapasya? Tapasya, we give away, we give up something willingly. I have given up sugar. Maybe you are having diabetes. No, I don't have diabetes. Then why have you given up? Because I am doing tapasya. I have decided no more sugar. So willingness to give up and the ability to give up. In the same manner, if we are not ready and willing and able to give up our wrong notions, we are not practicing tapasya. Therefore, tapasa, brahmacharyena. Brahmacharyena, till such time we are indulgent in this world, we can never have the single pointedness and the strength that is required for the study and contemplation. And the third, Shraddhaya. Shraddha again in four places. First, Shraddha in the God, Lord, Shraddha in the scriptures, Shraddha in the teacher, and Shraddha in oneself. Shraddha means blind faith. We have to have the blind faith. And faith is always blind. When I know something, I don't require faith. When I don't know, then I require faith. So faith is not a weakness, it is a strength. See? Like when we get into the flight, do we know whether the flight is going to land or crash? And yet we get into it. On what strength? Only on the strength of the Shraddha. Therefore, this Shraddha is essential. Shraddha in God what? Ishvaranugrahat eva pumsam advaita vasana. If we are attracted towards the inquiry into the reality, well, let us not have the arrogance that I am studying Upanishad, I have studied this, I have studied that. That arrogance is the one biggest obstacle. If we are able to get in this mode, it is the divine grace, not our effort. See, friends. Like many people ask us this question, Swamiji, since how long you are on this path? So we tell them, you want a story? I can make a story. Autobiography of a Dumbo. I can give a big story. And if you want to know the truth is divine will. See, if I am going to talk, I have done this thing, I have done that thing. So earlier I was a bhogi, now I is a yogi. Earlier I was a rogi, now I am a healthy. The I is still maintained. Vedanta helps us getting liberation from I. not getting liberation to the I. We have to get freedom from this I. Therefore, if we are able to walk the spiritual path, it is divine grace. Shraddha is the divine principle. Second thing, Shraddha in the scriptures. Bhagavan Shankara writes in one place about Shraddha, scriptures are so much concerned about the upliftment and liberation of the disciples or the seekers, that if you put thousands of parents put together for one child, how much will be their concern? Much more than that is the concern of the scriptures. Shruti Mata, therefore, is called as. The scriptures are like the mother. So, faith in the scriptures. And by scriptures, we clearly mean Upanishad. And then the third thing, faith in the teacher. Why teacher? Faith in the teacher. Because he is not doing it as a bread earning profession. Please remember this. Brahma Vidya is never sold in exchange for money. It is a totally wrong perspective to take money and then teach. Then the teacher will not be a teacher, he will be a tutor. And a tutor can be dictated. But a spiritual master cannot be dictated because you can't hire him out. Therefore, the teacher alone gives us this knowledge from the scriptures, faith in the teacher, and the fourth and the most important thing, faith in oneself. Yes, we can. It is not impossible. Many of us, we have got this wrong notion about our abilities. I don't think I can do anything. I am good for... No, we can. Every one of us can. So, Shraddhaya Samvatsara Samvatsata. So, live here for 1 full year, and after you have lived here, then you will be purified. Like before doing the operation. So, the doctor tells, for 24 hours don't eat anything, don't drink water. And then you are given a nice bath and cleaning that particular part of the body where they will be doing the butchery. And when this is being done, then the operation is performed. So for an ordinary physical body operation, we require so much of preparation. But when it comes to the study of scriptures, we feel that anybody can just lift the book, put the legs on the table, have a cup of tea in the right hand and in the left hand the book, and we want to study the scriptures. It can never happen. So in this manner you stay here, and then Yatha Kamam Prashnan Prachata, and after that you may ask whatever questions you have. And yadi vijñāsyāmaha, and if I know the answers to your question, I may reply. That means there is no guarantee. I may reply, yadi vijñāsyāmaha, sarvam hamo vakshamayati. Then I shall tell you, and if I do not know, I will say, I am sorry, I am not going to bluff. In this manner, now the first student approaches. अथ कबंधी कात्यायनः उपेत्य पप्रच्छ भगवन् कुतो हवा इमा प्रजा प्रजायन्त इति. So the first student, the Kabandhi Katyayana, he